Welcome in, Capricorn. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. For those of you that are new, welcome in, guys. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa. For those of you that are not aware, again, I want to give a big shout out to those of you who have been, following the channel, supporting the channel, whoever you might be doing that. Really does make a huge difference. So I really do appreciate it. I'm just little and trying to grow. So, any likes, subscribes, comments really make a huge difference, especially for us little guys. Anyway, so Capricorn, this is going to be your general monthly read for the month of December. Time is fluid though, so if you're drawn into the title, don't be dissuaded by the timestamp. As always, it's going to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Any placement in Capricorn. So I did already pull your cards. This is my usual monthly format for your monthly, and then in the middle of the month I follow up and do, kind of a check-in, a shorter read that's about 15-20 minutes long. So you're on the left here, Capricorn. The person on your mind is on the right, but if I'm talking to a cross watcher and or you, Capricorn, and it sounds like it's the reverse, feel free to do that to make that swap. If you are in need of a personal read, if that does interest you, feel free to reach out to me. It's just sayitsoultarot@gmail.com. The email address is in the description on my homepage and on the description below this video. So let's dive on in here. We're going to talk about you. I'm going to pull some tarot on some of your oracle cards and on your person's oracle cards. No, I'm not going to do every card, but the major ones that are standing out to me. And then I will pull their feelings, your feelings, upcoming actions for the month of December, as well. Pull some hidden messages from your person's higher self at the end of the read, and I will pull some Scrabble tiles to see if we can get some initials and or possibly spell a word. So, be prepared to be here for a bit. It's probably going to be about a 30-minute read, but anyway, guys, so let's dive on in here. Looks to me like for December, Capricorn, you are going to be a little bit tested. I feel like there's going to be moments in December that are a little bit stressful. It is holiday season, so whether or not you celebrate Christmas or not, I mean, the mall's a mess, the parking lot's a mess, things like that going on. You might be tasked with a bunch of other, responsibilities if you work. So I feel like you are coming through it, though. You will get through it, with this poised card coming out on top. So I don't know. This kind of gives me the impression here for some of you, you might be in the energy of like needing to possibly cover somebody's shift at work, or again, even though like, maybe you don't really want to, you really don't want to do that. Your boss is kind of asking you a favor in some way, and, you end up doing it. It makes you look good, that you're helping out or whatever. So it's that kind of energy that I'm getting off of you for December. As well, I feel like there is somebody here, the person on your mind. You are wanting a return. You want to get back together with this person. So this might be you reaching out to this person in December. We'll see what comes through in actions. But with this return card, it says second chance, opportunity, making amends. So there might be somebody that you may have had, obviously had some sort of falling out with, that you are wanting to get back into their energy. I feel like you've maybe done your best here to try and put this person maybe out of sight, out of mind, but I feel like these feelings maybe that you've kind of buried for a while, they keep kind of creeping up, especially, this time of year as well. Christmas or just the month of December might have some sort of meaning for the two of you, for your relationship in the past, but really being drawn to do something here. So this is the moth, the moth energy. This is your animal spirit for the month of December, and really being drawn to the light. So I feel like, I don't know, as well, you might have had some sort of change of heart about this person. So your feelings may have changed, since the two of you are probably in no contact at the moment, would be my guess. So again, feeling drawn and or feeling the need to do something about the situation. And that might also be creating some anxiety here. It looks like there is something that you want to say to this person with this veiled card here. So again, the veiled card really talks about, below the surface. So it's kind of Pluto energy. So again, Pluto being in Aquarius now really talks about communication. So you definitely might be sending a message to this person in December. It looks to me like that's where this reading is headed, but we'll see what comes out again in tarot. You and this person, the mutual energy between the two of you here is showing up as the ascendant. So this really talks about a beginning, a brand new beginning. It's card number 1. As well, if you're not sure what the ascendant means, that's where the planets and or the houses were when you first came into the world. You might actually share an ascendant with this person. And if you're curious about that, I really suggest going to astroseek.com. It's a free service. You can look up your birth chart, transit charts. It's like amazing. It's all free. You can also pull a synastry chart. So that's where you put in your chart, you put in your person's chart. Even if you don't know the time of birth, you should really just use noon, because that's kind of like the halfway point through the day. And, maybe check out and see where your ascendant is, where this person's ascendant is. So it's pretty amazing when you look at your chart against somebody else's, get a lot of information, and AstroSeek breaks it down really nice. So again, check it out if you haven't, or you weren't aware of that site existed. And again, it's free. So I think you can pay for premium services, but the majority of everything on that site is free. So, so let's talk about your person. Could be dealing with a Virgo. They're coming through here with their moonology for the month of December as you are good enough, full moon in Virgo. So this person might have a Virgo placement. They don't have to, but with that full moon in Virgo, obviously Virgo is like September, and then it's halfway point to September, October, November, December, January, February, March. So something may have happened in March and or in September. So again, take it how it resonates. Right now we have the North Node in Pisces and the South Node is in Virgo. So this person also might have a North or a South Node in Virgo. So this person is struggling with their self-esteem on some level as well. There are certain things about this person that this person kind of keeps to themselves. So, if you think that this person has some secrets or some kind of, mysteries, or they're concealing something, it looks to me like they might be. So, if you're suspicious of that, then, I feel like there is more to the story. I'm hearing more to the story. So again, for some of you, if you haven't really necessarily dated this person or spent a lot of time together, I'm feeling like, this relationship kind of stopped before it got started. So for some of you, definitely could have been, kind of the energy of like meeting that person, really having a strong attraction, but for whatever reason, it wasn't able to go anywhere or grow. Somebody could have been in another connection. The two of you could live at a distance. Could be a number of factors that kind of came in between you and this relationship with this person. So again, looks to me like there is going to be some changes here as well. This person might be sensing that you are coming towards them here, Capricorn, because they got a change in the wind. There might also be other changes going on in this person's life. So, they may have changed jobs. They, might be making some personal changes, in their finances or just in their home situation. So again, I feel like there's a lot of things. And if you've been in no contact for a while, you probably don't really know what's going on with this person as well. So that could also be or be creating a little bit of anxiety, because maybe you don't even know if this person's dating somebody else. So, you don't really want to feel rejected or get rejected or feel like this person doesn't want to hear from you. So again, that might be creating a little bit of anxiety on your side here if you do the reach out. This person now, I do feel like, with this trust card coming out, they are I kind of feel like this person has kind of surrendered this connection to the universe here with the trust card coming out. So that really talks about them just kind of like surrendering it, and kind of like, well, if Capricorn is, me and Capricorn are meant to be together, then, things will work out. Like, it's that kind of energy. So I do like it. I feel like this person is pretty spiritual as well. I'm getting that. And a big believer in magic. This person might, also be a reader or have some sort of psychic business or be a healer in some way, shape, or form here, coming through with the beautiful unicorn card. And if they're not, they just are, a big believer in, maybe in manifestation or just in, understanding the laws of the universe. Is what I'm getting off that unicorn card. So again, kind of looking at, I feel like this person's the type of person that tries their best to, have a positive attitude, see that the glass is half full. And that definitely could be something that you're attracted to. Again, so I do like it. I feel like your person feels like, like a genuine kind of authentic type person here, Capricorn. I feel like they are pretty grounded. And I mean, you being an earth sign as well. I can see already just the energy that I'm getting off your cards, why you'd be attracted to this person, if that makes sense. So let's pull some cards here. So why is emotions running high here for Capricorn here? Why is this card showing up for December for Capricorn? So let's see what we get here for you guys. All right, so we have the Four of Cups. Yeah, like I talked about, that's talking about rejection, somebody not accepting the cup here. Yeah, I feel like you don't want to get your feelings hurt. Not sure if you should. We have the Tower on the bottom. So I feel like, stop worrying, Capricorn. I feel like everything is going to be okay. I feel like this person is a very open type person. I feel like even if things, don't go as planned, at least you like made an attempt. I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, I'm the type of person I'd rather wear my heart on my sleeve and get rejected possibly. I'd rather have that than never know or be in the energy of what if I would have, reached out to them? What if I would have told them how I felt? Or, but everybody's different. Some people are a little bit more shy about that kind of stuff. Again, you do you, but I feel like, if you don't take a chance here, Capricorn, you could definitely be missing out on a really great opportunity with somebody, right? So let's see here what we get on Veiled. What are you wanting to say to this person? Why is Veiled showing up in Capricorn's energy? So we have the Knight of Swords and the Four of Swords. Can I get one more? The Emperor. I feel like you want to tell this person that you've been kind of like bossing up, or you've kind of taken back control here in your life, possibly done some healing, been working on yourself. Yeah. Tapping into your heart. So maybe you had some issues around being vulnerable or speaking your truth, really speaking up, letting this person know how you actually feel with that King of Cups. So maybe that's something that you want to tell this person, that you do care about them, that you are thinking about them. And I feel like that's 100% true, because you have this Return card. So this is you, wanting to reach out to this person, possibly wanting to kind of rush in and tell them, what you've been doing or what you've been working on. And I feel like you should be really proud of yourself here, Capricorn, if you've been doing that, working on your triggers, working on yourself, realizing, maybe possibly some things about yourself that you needed to change and or work on, which makes sense. We just came out of Scorpio season. So tell me about Return here. Let's see what we get on this card. Yeah, there's a Tower now. So I don't know, maybe for some of you, you never thought that you would reach out to this person again. Maybe you thought this was done. Maybe you were, kind of pushing down your feelings for this person, especially if you had an unhealed heart here, Capricorn, at some point. Like if you're blocking your feelings or not in touch with your heart, you could have, kind of maybe dismissed this person or, kind of put them in some sort of box. Like this is, not somebody that I would consider being in a long-term relationship. So maybe you kind of, and it's okay that you did that. It just sometimes you kind of have an idea in your mind who this person is. And then, as the two of you are in separation, those feelings start to, materialize. You kind of realize what this person means to you in your heart, and your heart's kind of opening, especially if you've been working on yourself. So it makes sense to me here. Tell me about the Moth card, the Moth energy, the spirit animal for Capricorn for December. All right, so we have the Hierophant. I get one more. Kind of fell on its side though. And the Page of Swords. Yeah, you might be wondering whether or not this person's in, another commitment. As well for you, if, you just got out of some sort of commitment. So if you were in another connection and now you're free here, Capricorn, you might be kind of on the fence about jumping into another commitment. But at the same token, it's kind of like you don't really want to miss out on an opportunity with this person. Definitely keeping an eye on this person. So if you guys have mutual friends, you could be asking about how this person's doing, trying to get some information. And again, possibly trying to figure out if this person is in another relationship. Because again, I feel like there is some fear here about reaching out to this person and then possibly getting rejected in some way, right? As well, you could be watching this person's social media, if they have anything, if they post, if it's public. So that's kind of what I'm getting here. So let's move on to your person here. What is this change in the wind for the person on Capricorn's mind in love? Why is this card showing up in Capricorn's person's energy here, Spirit? All right. So I feel like this person's been making some changes as well. So we have Justice, could be dealing with a Libra. This person might also work in law enforcement, or this person might be embroiled in some sort of law situation, legal situation at the moment. Yeah, we have the Six of Pentacles coming out. This can also signify that this person is now really realizing, maybe this person kind of overgave in the past. This person might be realizing, like, I'm not doing that anymore. I need to kind of come across as being maybe more balanced or having balance in my life. Also possibly balancing, their finances, maybe being a little bit more fiscally responsible. If this person hasn't been that responsible with their finances, that might be something that they're looking at changing and or working on. Tell me about this trust card here. Why is trust here? I guess you may or may not know that about this person. With the Page of Pentacles. All right. Yeah, this person, I feel like it, has been hurt in the past here. And, this person might be in the energy of, depending on how you kind of come towards this person, I want to say this, and I'm going to say this. If this relationship with you, Capricorn, if this person is used to, I feel like this person is actually quite attractive, male or female, doesn't really matter. I feel like this person does get a lot of attention as well. So that might be, again, I feel like you are a little bit concerned here if this person's dating somebody else. But this person has been kind of taken advantage of in a physical way. So again, I feel like this person has probably, dated a few people here, and definitely, could have put themselves in, a situation where they thought, this was more about love, but it wasn't really about love. It was more about sex, right? That's really what I'm getting with this trust card. So I feel like this person's really in the energy of, they've learned some hard lessons in love. And they've, kind of learned that they need to kind of like hold back, not overgive in a romantic relationship, and kind of slow things down. So I don't know, when the two of you met, things could have happened like really fast and kind of been like that roller coaster kind of feeling, when the two of you are just like, really into each other, and then, at some point everything falls apart, right? I don't feel like this lasted that long, if I'm being honest. And again, it could have started out as something like friends with benefits, or something a little bit more on the physical side of things. So I'm getting that. And I feel like your person, because they've been hurt like that in the past, they are a little bit protective, needing to kind of protect themselves. They've, learned that they shouldn't maybe give away all their power, that they need to have good boundaries with people. And, that's probably the reason that this is happening, or this happened to this person in the past, is because maybe they didn't have the greatest boundaries. They weren't good at saying no to people. So I feel like this person's, in the past, definitely been, their kindness maybe got mistaken for naivete. And now it's put this person in a situation where they just really need to have good boundaries. It's been a hard lesson possibly for this person to learn. and they're learning that. So that might have been part of your guys' story. It may not relate to you, Capricorn, but that's what I'm getting. Tell me about this obscurity card. So we have the Star card. Yeah, I feel like this person's been trying to heal themselves as well. You could definitely be their wish fulfillment. We have the Ace of Swords came out. So what I said was true. So I don't feel like you actually need to worry. If you are worried, I don't feel like you need to worry, because I feel like you are this person's wish fulfillment. That definitely could be what they're hiding from you as well. So again, more mirroring going on between the two of you here, which is interesting. Tell me about the Unicorn card here. What's this person's animal spirit for December? This person could be a bit of a dreamer, you know. I'm kind of getting like 7 of Cups. Oh, we got the 9 of Cups. It wasn't far off. So yeah, I feel like this person, you know, believes in manifestation. The 9 of Cups is kind of the manifestation card. This person is a big believer in love as well. And again, I feel like this is the type of person here, Capricorn, that wants to believe that everybody has as big a heart as they do. And again, I feel like that's kind of gotten this person in a bit of trouble in the past. And again, learning a hard lesson here. So yeah, so they are a little bit cautious, but again, I feel like they're open to hearing from you. So I don't want you to worry if you're going to be doing that reach out, which it looks like that's really what you're wanting to do here. So let's see here. I don't feel like I really need to pull a card on you are good enough, or the Poise card, or the Ascendant card. We already kind of talked about those, so I don't feel like I can really get much more. But let's ask about feelings. How does this person actually feel about Capricorn? I feel like we already kind of know this person. You are their wish fulfillment here. So yeah, look at that. Can't make it up. There's the 9 of Cups. So this person has deep feelings for you. They do care about you still. So again, if you were wondering about that, this person's very dependable. So I feel like, you know, with this 9 of Pentacles, this is the type of person that you can count on, the type of person that doesn't give up easily either. Yeah, so I like that. And then we do have the Moon. So I do feel like we have the Moon, the 10 of Cups, and the 2 of Cups, and the 7 of Cups. Yeah, so this person actually is kind of dreamy. So I don't know as well. I feel like this person is quite attractive. So again, I feel like that's probably why you're really drawn to this person. And again, you know, on a physical level, I feel like initially that spark was really, you know, it was a really spicy connection that you had with this person, Capricorn. But I feel like you're seeing more, you know, more about this person now. So I feel like it's not just about the physicality of this person. You know, it's their warmth, it's their personality, it's their authenticity. And again, I feel like this person, you know, is very warm and kind and genuine, I'm getting. So that doesn't sound like your person, then this isn't your reading. But anyhow, let's pull your feelings. How does Capricorn feel about this person? How does Capricorn feel about this person? How do you guys feel about this person? Feelings, please. All right, we got a lot of cards here, but that's okay. All right, so I feel like you know that you kind of owe this person an apology for whatever happened between the two of you. We got the 7 of Swords there. Capricorn, what did you do? All right, so I feel like for some of you, you definitely could have either had other commitments. This could have been a third party, or, you know, maybe it wasn't initially when you met, and then maybe somebody had to, you know, chose somebody else for whatever reason. But it looks to me like, I feel like you know here, Capricorn, that you have to apologize. And I feel like it is weighing heavily on you here with that 10 of Wands. Like, I feel like you know what you need to do here. And it was, you know, the 7 of Swords here. So you could have maybe just led somebody astray, or you could have maybe not told, you know, 100% of the truth. Or again, you're going to know, you're going to know. But with the Fool card, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands, yeah, I feel like you want to have a brand new beginning with this person. But, you know, the first step is to reach out, to possibly apologize, to, you know, start talking again, see if the two of you can kind of work things out here, and you're still, you know, highly attracted to this person. Nine of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, again, is, you know, that moth to the flame kind of energy of getting off of your feelings. So let's just ask if you're going to, what is Capricorn going to do here? What is Capricorn going to do? All right, so we have the Three of Swords and the Five of Wands. So I feel like you don't want to create any more hurt or confusion for this person. We have the Judgment card, Temperance. Ooh, yeah, I don't feel like this is a connection that you can ignore. Spirit saying, I don't think so, Capricorn. You're going to need to step up here. Yeah, now we have the Empress. Yeah, I feel like this is a divine partnership here, Capricorn. You know, there's a reason why Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Michael are here, showing up here. So even though you know, don't want to hurt this person anymore or create any more chaos or confusion around, you know, or for this person, especially if you did hurt them in the past, but you're being called, you're being woken up. Your spirit team is telling you, you need to, you know, reach out to this person, you need to apologize, you need to make things right. You know, is this going to end up the two of you being together forever? I don't know, you know, but definitely there's a purpose, right? There's definitely something going on beneath the surface here. The universe is kind of, you know, encouraging you to do the right thing here, even though it's hard. So I do feel like you are going to be taking those steps in December. And, you know, that's a good time to do a reach out, you know, wishing somebody Merry Christmas, or, you know, even if you wait till New Year's, you know, sending somebody a Happy New Year's. It's kind of a way to kind of like, you know, open the door. It's, you know, a thoughtful gesture, right? And then you can kind of see where things go after that, right? So again, that would be a good time, I feel like, for you to also possibly apologize to this person. So it looks to me like you're going to be doing that. I feel like you've been thinking about it, thinking about this Empress for a while here, Capricorn. And then there's the Magician and the Eight of Wands and the Page of Wands. This is the underlying energy. And then we have the Six of Cups, Six of Swords, you know, getting through a tough conversation. I just feel like you're going to have at least one tough conversation, and then I feel like things will be okay. But again, having a lot of anxiety around that makes sense, right? Feeling a little bit nervous, which makes sense to me. I don't feel like this person is going to take any action towards you, but I will ask. Actions towards Capricorn. So we have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this person is open to spending some time together. And Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you actually, deep down, I feel like you know that this person's not going to reject you. But again, maybe being a little bit nervous about possibly apologizing, you know, really taking action. Are you ready now for a commitment? So that may be a little bit scary as well for you. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. All right, but it's time. Time is actually on the bottom of the hidden oracle deck. So, and then we actually, the rabbit is at the bottom of the animal spirit, which is, you know, rabbits scare easily, right? So I feel like that's your energy there, Capricorn. So nothing to be worried about. So I say go for it. You have my blessing. All right, I'm a big believer in love, so all righty. You know, trust your intuition here. What's your intuition telling you to do? All right, so let's pull some messages from this person for you, see what comes out. What does this higher self, what does this person's higher self want to say to Capricorn, please, Spirit? All right, we have, I replay our conversations over and over. My life is not together as it seems. So again, this person could have some issues with money and or trying to find some sort of balance in their life. Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. Aw, this person really has a lot of deep feelings for you, Capricorn. So I love that. Anything else? I want to be more than friends. So maybe somebody friend zoned somebody at some point, or maybe the two of you had to just be friends because somebody was in another connection. Bottom of the deck, I remember every detail of that day. Oh, so I do feel like, you know, this person thinks about you a lot. I feel like you think about this person a lot as well. And again, a lot of mirroring going on with that ascendant. So, so this is nice, Gemini, or Gemini. You might be dealing with a Gemini. I don't know why I called you Gemini. My apologies to you, Capricorn. So just again, you know, be brave, make the move. I say go for it. So let's see who we have out for majors here. If I didn't already mention them, so we have Libra coming out, Aries, Sagittarius, Pisces, Taurus, and did we not see the Strength card? I thought we saw the Strength card. So might be dealing with a Leo and or an Aquarius. So that's pretty much what I've got. It could be any sign. No, those are just the majors that came out. Sometimes I forget to tell you guys, so it's kind of distracting to me to do it in, you know, as the reading's coming out. So, all right, let's get some initials here. See what comes out. Pretty good reading, all in all. We have a letter F, an E, a U, letter C, letter R, a Y. I'm seeing cry. So obviously there were some tears here in the past. A Z, a W, letter D, a Q. So you might go to Dairy Queen. I'm seeing DQ, a U, an M, a blank one, a letter L, a D, and one fell on the floor here. So see if I can find it. And the letter T. So FUECRYZWDQUM, a blank one, LD, and finally a T. So that's what I've got for you, Capricorn. I hope this reading resonated. If you could just let me know as a reader by hitting the like button, making a comment. If you want to get notified when I have new content out, make sure you hit the subscriber button and that notifications bell. Probably mid-December read, probably be out around the 13th or so. That's kind of the date that I'm aiming for at the moment. So hopefully I'll see you guys again. Take care, guys.